I uninvited my cousin, brother, uncle, and dad from my wedding over a prank. The men in my family have this whole testing thing they do. When I got engaged to Jordan, they decided he needed to prove himself. Jordan's an accountant who reads and doesn't hunt, so they immediately decided he was too soft. My cousin Keith started challenging him to arm wrestling at every gathering. My brother would corner him with loaded political questions while my uncle and dad ganged up. I told them to stop, but dad said this is how men bond. Then the prank started. They slashed his tires to see if he'd fix them himself or call for help. When Jordan called Chopoye, they mocked him for weeks. They hid his phone at a barbecue and watched him search for 2 hours. They replaced his shampoo with hair removal cream, but he noticed before using it. Every confrontation ended the same way. Just jokes, they'd say. My mom told me Jordan needed thicker skin. The bachelor party was 3 days at my uncle's cabin. Jordan didn't want to go, but I convinced him, thinking time together might help. He came home after one day looking gray. When he finally talked, he told me they'd stolen his car keys while he slept. They drove his Honda into the woods, removed the tires, smashed every window with baseball bats, and spray-painted insults across the hood. They filmed everything. Jordan hiked back at dawn, packed his stuff, and paid $300 for an Uber home. When he asked about his car, my brother said real men don't cry over property damage. I called dad immediately. He laughed, said it was a prank, and they were planning to help fix it. I asked how destroying someone's car is funny, and he said I wouldn't understand because I'm not a man. I uninvited all 4 of them right there. Keith blew up my phone saying it was just fun. My brother showed up at our apartment accusing Jordan of turning me against family. Dad called me a bridezilla and said I was choosing some guy over blood. Mom begged me to reconsider, saying this would destroy our family. 3 days later, I found the video on Instagram. Keith's friend had tagged him. The whole thing was posted. Smashing windows, kicking doors, spray painting, beta male on the hood. You could hear them laughing, hear Dad's voice saying Timmy's gonna cry. It had 10,000 views. I watched it 5 times. These men had humiliated my future husband for entertainment and posted it online. The rehearsal dinner was that Friday. I'd rented a private room at an Italian place for 60 people. Both families came. Jordan's parents, his sister, his grandma from Nevada, my mom's side who knew nothing about what had been happening. I stood up to give my toast, thanked everyone for coming. Then I connected my laptop to the TV they'd set up for our slideshow and hit play. The video filled the screen, breaking glass, laughter, my dad's voice. Keith yelling, "Got you good," while Jordan's destroyed car sat in the dirt. Jordan's mom started crying. His dad stared at the screen with his mouth open. My aunt grabbed her kids and left. My grandma looked at dad like he was a stranger. When it ended, I said thank you for showing everyone who you really are. The 4 of them needed to leave because they weren't welcome at my wedding or in my life. Keith tried to speak, but Jordan's dad stood and told him to get out. My uncle left without a word. My brother's wife dragged him to the door. Dad sat there red-faced while mom sobbed. Half the room cleared out, the other half stayed, and honestly, it was better without them. We got married 2 months later.